First, we start in India, where a week into India's winter parliament session, disruption and chaos continues. The Prime Minister is finally stepping in to calm a united opposition on his government's demonetization move. The Prime Minister is set to reply to a debate on the issue, this in the upper house. Initiating the debate in Congress is leader and former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. He's accused the government of monumental mismanagement in implementing its decision. He says as many as 60 people have died. Singh also says that the demonetization may also impact the growth outside of the parliament. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley slammed the opposition for stalling the House proceedings.
I do want to point out is that in the process of demonetization, monumental mismanagement has been undertaken, about which today there is no two opinions in the country as a whole.
The government is politically and more importantly ethically convinced that against black money, against corruption money, the steps that we have taken are the right steps which are being implemented in the right manner. We were not surprised when we heard from those who ran the government between 2004 and 2014 that they didn't like these anti-black money steps.
Finance Ministry sources say that the government may extend the use of old currency notes by 10 days. Sources say the government may make more announcements for the agricultural sector. Modi reviewed the demonetization situation with Finance Minister Jaitley yesterday. He's expected to make key announcements sometime today. Well, meanwhile, the Indian rupee has taken a beating as foreign investors have switched from local stocks and bonds to U.S. dollars. The rupee has hit a record low now of 68.86 to the U.S. dollar. The drop in rupee value is reflecting the joint effect of demonetization as well as Trump's win in the U.S. elections. While hundreds of Rohingya Muslims continue to cross into Bangladesh from Myanmar, the refugees are fleeing the growing violence there in the country's northwest region. So far, at least 86 people have died. 30,000 others have been displaced from that part of Myanmar because of the ongoing tensions. "67 people have been killed after a power plant under construction has collapsed in China. It happened in eastern China's Jiangxi province today. The platform that was being built at a power plant's cooling tower broke off. Media reports say the death toll could rise as many people are still trapped there. 5 of those injured workers are now getting treatment at a local hospital. Accidents like this one are common at industrial sites across China. Well, staying in the region after Samsung, authorities have now raided 2 more companies in South Korea. Investigators are accusing President Park Geun of influencing peddling. The offices of Lotte Group, SK Group, and government agencies so far have been raided as part of the investigation. A spokesperson for the Lotte Group did confirm the raid, but didn't provide any other further details. Korea's Yonhap news agency reported that the Finance Ministry, as well as Customs Service, which oversees duty-free licenses, were also raided. Well, next to West Asia now, where an explosion has rocked the governor's office building in the Turkish city of Adana on Thursday. At least 5 people are hurt, one of them in serious condition. Footage of the blast on local TV showed a vehicle on fire as well as thick smoke rising from the blast site. Ambulances could also be seen rushing to the accident. No word yet on what caused the blast or which group is responsible. Iraqi forces on Wednesday say they seized a key road west of Mosul as their offensive to retake the city continues. Iraq's military announced they have retaken control of the road between Tal Afar and Sinjar after linking up with Peshmerga forces. Meanwhile, an airstrike hit another bridge in Mosul as troops advanced further towards Iraq's eastern cities. Crews rescued a young girl from the rubble of a damaged building in eastern Aleppo by the Syrian civil defense known as the White Helmets. Now, according to the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, at least 27 people have been killed during the bombardment since just this Monday. Rescuers pulled out the girl through a small hole by digging through the rubble of a partly destroyed building. Rescue workers then carried the girl onto the street. She is then greeted by a man who is crying. He places his hand on her chest. Warplanes and helicopters are still bombing the areas in that area, as well as other outskirts of Aleppo city. Well, time now for some news from the world of technology. It seems that connected cars like Tesla vehicles are prone to hacking, and that too from its own app. A video released on the web shows just how an owner's smartphone can be hacked by thieves to steal a car. The demonstration was given by a Norwegian cybersecurity firm to showcase the vulnerability of being connected with cars and smartphone apps. The video then goes to show a team of hackers setting up a free Wi-Fi hotspot near a Tesla supercharger station and then offering free hamburgers to people that created accounts on its network. The company then loaded malware onto mobile devices using the very same hotspot, and then it successfully gained access to some of the login details of Tesla app owners. U.S. President-elect Donald Trump offered Americans a hopeful message before the Thanksgiving holiday. Let's listen in.
For us, the chance now to make history together, to bring real change to Washington, real safety to our cities, and real prosperity to our communities, including our inner cities. So important to me and so important to our country. I'm asking you to join me in this effort. It's time to restore the bonds of trust between citizens, because when America is unified, there is nothing beyond our reach, and I mean absolutely nothing.
Now to news from Europe. New visa rules for non-European Union nationals in the UK will come into effect today. Well, under the new policy, applicants are required to meet a higher salary threshold of at least £30,000. Now, this is almost a 48% increase from the previous one. The new rules could hit groups like Indian IT professionals hard. Visa reforms were at the top of the agenda during British Prime Minister Theresa May's recent trip to India. Well, Britain is cutting its official economic growth forecast for the next 2 years. The UK's finance minister talked about the move on Wednesday as he delivered the country's first budget statement since voters decided to leave the European Union. Poor public finances could mean significant tax cuts. The UK Public Finances Advisory Board says that Britain should borrow an additional £122 billion over the next 5 years as it exits the EU. The Office for Budget Responsibility has accounted £59 million of additional borrowing directly caused by Brexit, including more than £16 million because of loss of lower migration and another £18 million because of lower productivity growth. All right, now it's storytelling.